2017 Mercedes-Benz E43 AMG.
2018 Genesis G80 Sport. I'm Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
And what are we doing?
We are driving all-wheel drive sports sedans.
The Mercedes is obviously way more expensive than the G80 Sport, correct?
Yes, the G80 Sport in Canadian dollars is $62,000 all in. There's no options. Whereas the Mercedes starts at about 80, and you could just keep ticking boxes and keep adding stuff, and that one sitting at about 90,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What are the big differences in these two sports sedans?
Well, there's actually a lot more similarities than there are differences.
The faster one is probably the AMG, right?
Well, the E43 AMG has a 396 horsepower, 3-liter V6 twin turbo. And the Genesis G80 Sport has a 365 horsepower, twin turbo V6.
That sounds like a fun little ride we've got going on today.
Yeah, exactly. They're both very similar in performance. Kind of close to price, but not really.
Looks-wise, which one do you think looks better? Personally, I think the Genesis G80 Sport.
I think the Genesis G80 Sport looks better.
I think the front headlights are amazing. They look really good in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, they look so good. The front headlights look so better than the rear taillights, right, Yuri?
The front headlights.
You said front headlights. It's obviously the front headlights.
Obviously the front headlights. All right, sorry, whatever. The Mercedes front headlights are also very nice, but I think the G80 kills it, just kills it.
Yeah, it's so good. I love the grille on this. The only thing I don't like is that weird thing in the middle. That's the adaptive cruise thing.
I don't think it looks bad.
I think they could have done a little better trying to integrate that in there. But I like that this has adaptive cruise.
And it has that cool grille pattern in it already. I think it's good enough.
It's very aggressive.
And when you see it, you know there's lots of luxury in that car, because you're like, that car wouldn't need that unless it's got radars.
Exactly.
At least I think like that.
I actually parked it on the side of a road while I was sitting with the windows down, and some guy said, "Damn, that's a Genesis?" Like literally, yeah.
Nobody notices this Mercedes. It's just the same Mercedes everyone else has.
That's the problem with it. It looks really good. It's just, it's not AMG enough.
Yeah, and it's not rare enough. I think the G80 Sport, having less of them around, makes it like a lot cooler of a car.
Yeah, this would be the hipster choice.
Hipster.
Yeah.
As you can tell by my flamingo shirt.
Yeah.
Check the description below to buy it from my sponsored e-clothing store on Etsy.
In the Genesis G80, I have an 8-speed transmission, which is buttery smooth, and you have a 9-speed.
And it shifts so quickly.
Yeah, that one shifts way faster than the one in the Genesis, but this one's just so smooth. I have 3 different modes: normal, eco, and sport. In normal, the transmission shifts perfectly. I don't even need sport mode, because sport mode is actually terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but it holds gears way too long. So they made it too sporty for a sport.
So they actually made a sport mode that's a sport mode, and you're upset.
I'm a little bit upset that it's too sporty. When you put this thing into sport mode, it's so much louder. There's more engine sounds being pumped in, and it actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, my AMG is a lot louder when you put it into sport mode too.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty much louder all
That
the
one
time.
sounds way better.
Definitely. This is like muscle car sounding.
Almost, yeah. For a V6, it sounds very good. They're both very fast too.
If I click the dynamic button in the Mercedes, I've got Eco, Individual, Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. Sport Plus makes it really quick, but I'm gonna keep it in Comfort because it's nice and comfortable.
Yeah, these are both so comfortable in regular and comfort. The suspension in the G80 is a traditional strut, but it changes firmness, whereas the one in the Mercedes is air ride.
Air ride. Lower it and raise it.
Yeah, there's actually a button to lower and raise that car.
That's the lowrider mode button, right?
It's definitely not called lowrider mode.
I've got a nice wood grain interior.
I have carbon fiber, which is kind of funny because that's the sportier car. This is the more luxury car. So you have wood grain, I have carbon fiber.
But yours is still a sport. In the Mercedes, there's a lot going on the infotainment and settings and everything, and I think it takes a while to get used to it all.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming getting in that car first versus sitting in this car. This one's so intuitive. While I do like how intuitive and easy it is, this infotainment belongs in a Hyundai and not a Genesis. I expect a little bit more from a Genesis.
Yeah, and this Mercedes interior, I'm sure that after about a week, I'd be so used to it, I'd never want to go back to anything else.
Yeah, probably. You can adjust every single little detail on that car. It's actually insane. And those screens are just crazy cool.
It's very impressive. I thought the Range Rover had nice screens, but yeah, this is next level.
I love the copper accents on this car. They're so good. Copper is such a weird color that it works so well on a luxury car.
I've got a bunch of red accents everywhere on the interior, which is nice.
Yeah, it's very racy. That's definitely the sports car out of the bunch.
Should we maybe pull over and look at all the similarities and differences on the cars?
Yeah, we got to check out these interiors. This front end is so good. Look at this. It's so good, like everything about it. These lights, you can see them so bright in the daytime, whereas on the Mercedes, you can't really see them in the daytime too well.
You can see them a lot easier when they're straight on.
This is the only thing that I don't like on the Genesis. This is a sensor for the radar.
I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, they do a pretty good job of blending it in. It's got the same pattern.
It looks good, it just could be better.
Could it though?
I think so.
If it was better, if it could be better, they would have made it better.
Yeah, I guess. Now this, come on, that's business right there.
Classic Mercedes.
It's pretty aggressive, AMG package, so this is all different. You got a lower front splitter, different grills. Looks pretty good.
It does look very nice.
But overall, look at both of them. Genesis for the win.
Yeah, I'd give it to Genesis.
Yeah. What about the back end? Let's go look at that.
Big trunk lid, big beefy quarter panel.
Yeah.
Little baby spoiler, rounder quarter panel.
But that AMG badge though.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's nice.
It is nice.
I think this looks better. It looks
Yeah.
boxier, and I like it a little more.
And that,
Which looks really nice and classic, but
just
it's
a
not
little
my,
plain.
It's not my taste.
Yeah, it's just a little bit plain.
So these taillights are pretty cool. They kind of come down like on an angle. The taillights, when you're actually when you're changing lanes, they look cool because they go from clear to amber.
Yeah, that's
really
nice.
amber.
What about the Mercedes?
The Mercedes ones are very nice, but they don't stand out as much.
No, what about that turn signal though?
But close up, they look really good.
We need to see the turn signal. This has to be a fair competition. Oh yeah, and what about the side profile of this? Look at the wheels.
Yeah, you know what? I think I do like these wheels a little more. They're the right size.
They're the right size. But if you look at the Genesis, I like the design. I think they just should have been one size bigger.
1 inch or one size?
One size, which is 1 inch in wheels. I really like these chrome caps. When I looked at them at first, I thought they were center lock wheels.
Hey, Genesis on the brake caliper, AMG on the brake caliper.
Let's look at some interiors. Check out the Mercedes first. This is just so luxurious.
It does feel a little tighter than the
Genesis. So, look at that interior. Much more spacious. Way more spacious.
A little more classic.
Yes.
We don't have a blended infotainment gauge cluster.
Not so over the top.
Got a normal shifter.
A little bit simpler.
Hey Jacob,
Yeah.
open the armrest.
Look at that.
Nice.
Presentation.
Hey Jacob.
And wait, check this out. Look up here. Look at that.
Star Trek.
That's pretty cool. It's a little presentation touch that they just added.
Jacob, visor test.
Oh yeah. Check this out. 3, 2, 1, passes.
Nice.
Yes. Let's go hop in the Mercedes and check that one. And in the Mercedes,
Opens up.
boom.
2 sunroofs.
2 sunroofs. Doesn't split in the middle though.
No,
It
but
kind of has a weird bump in the middle.
it is cool.
What about the visor test? Does it pass?
I actually have no idea. Ah, it does. Whoa.
Yeah, you missed the thing. Look, there's a dual visor.
Oh,
I
I
knew
think
that.
this is the all-time champion of visor test right now.
It is. This wins.
Damn, I think maybe I want one.
Mercedes really thought of that.
So we've got this crazy infotainment and real wood.
Yes, the real wood is really nice.
So here's one of the 3 ways we can control the infotainment. This thing right here, the wheel down here, and we got some touch buttons on the steering wheel that aren't even buttons, they're like sensors.
Yeah.
Track pads.
Track
pads.
And in the Genesis, you control it with this knob right here. So you just spin that knob, controls it up here. But if I want to touch the screen, I can. It's perfect, it works so well. You can't do that in the Mercedes. We've got nice gloss carbon here. Looks amazing. It's all throughout the interior too.
So the Genesis G80 really feels a lot roomier right off the bat.
Yeah, the interior is much better in that one if you like room. So getting into this one right away, it's just way sportier than that one, which I already knew, but it's so apparent once you're in it.
Yeah, and it's much fancier.
I have heated panels on the interior, up here and down here. That's like S-Class features.
Yeah, that's pretty fancy.
Yeah, but you get what you pay for with this one, and that one, I think you get more than what you pay for.
Yeah, these gauges are a lot simpler in the G80 Sport than they are in the Mercedes.
Yeah, of course.
But these aren't going to look old in like 50 years. They're going to look normal, where yours might look like Windows 95 from 20 years ago, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure people who thought like MS-DOS and Windows 95 was pretty like, this will be cool forever.
Yeah, maybe. I have a boost gauge though.
Maybe the G80 is a little more for the less up-to-date technology kind of people.
That's just someone that wants to get in, sit, and enjoy the drive comfortably and not have to think too much.
This is comfortable. I don't have that weird side bolstering that's pushing me on every single turn.
Man, I really love this active side bolstering. It's so good.
Yeah, well, I like the floaty handling in this. Like, it's not bad, but it's what you expect out of a big sedan, where yours was a little too sporty.
The G80 Sport has a little bit of turbo lag, whereas the Mercedes is just ready to go all the time.
Yeah, this also really hangs gears, so I'm gonna keep it in normal.
So does this in Sport Plus. They both really hang gears.
The radar cruise and lane keep assist in the G80 is really nice. It like really keeps you in your lane, and you can come to a full stop behind someone with the radar cruise and then go again just by pushing the pedal.
Yeah, it works so well on that car. This one has it as an optional package. Yuri, did you know that you can actually buy the Genesis G80 only online?
Yeah, I did know that. They can bring the car to your house for a test drive. They can bring the paperwork to your house to sign when you buy it. And when they deliver it in a big glass box.
Yeah, we actually went to Genesis so they could show us what that was like. Here's that.
Yeah, you save it for when all your neighbors are home. Oh, we're having a neighborhood barbecue?
Yeah.
I just need to have my new car delivered in a glass box.
Yeah. Oh, you want to impress all your office workers? You can actually get it delivered to your office.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
That's so good.
I think we're actually the first journalists to show you that. So Genesis really tries to sell this whole lifestyle to you, whereas Mercedes, they sell you the car. If you go on the Genesis website to try and buy a car, it'll tell you all about the Genesis features, like all this stuff for complimentary service. They'll actually come to your house, drop off a Genesis for you, and then take yours for an oil change.
Really?
Yeah.
On the count of 3, reach for your volume knob. 1, 2, 3. Found it. It's to the right of your shifter, to the right of your center, the right side of your middle console on the bottom.
I still can't find it.
It's a slider, it's like a roller. I think that right there proves which car is easier to get into and drive and which one you need to get used to.
Yeah.
So if you're in the market for one of these two cars, which one would you buy and why?
If you were looking for a sporty all-wheel drive sedan that you needed a little bit more room than a C-Class, you'd have to go with this E43. But if you wanted something with pure luxury and more interior space, you definitely go with that G80. The AMG just isn't enough. Like, it needs to be more aggressive. It's going to be an AMG. But I think that's probably the smartest thing that Mercedes has done, is make that into an AMG model, because they're going to sell like crazy.
I guess the person looking for this G80 might be the person looking for a cool new car that isn't the same car everyone else has.
Yeah, if you want to stand out, you definitely go with that G80. Exterior-wise, it looks so much better than this AMG does.
But like, you'll really impress everyone with the AMG interior-wise.
Exactly. You take people for rides in this, and then that one you just kind of show them from the outside.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I guess that's it for the video. Yuri?
Don't forget to subscribe, Straight Pipers.
Comment below. AMG, Genesis, which one?
Comment below if you've driven both and you have an actual opinion on it.
So we're gonna get maybe one comment.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. This is a subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.